It's funny that you bring up Scott Bessent because I'm currently suing Scott Bessent, the IRS and Treasury, and I have an EEOC lawsuit against Scott Bessent. But that's neither here nor there. Do you think he'll get appointed to Lindsey Graham's Senate seat? Scott Bessent, Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent. Anyone? Anyone? Oh, don't mind Jane. Jane has toxoplasmosis. She's been completely parasited out by cats. I think that's what happened to Pepe as well. Pepe must have grown up with cats.
Very disappointed with you. I'm John Kitover. We were waiting for a poem which you never delivered. I'm still.
Just to clear it up. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Just to clear it up, Lindsey Graham's position's already been appointed by his assistant.
I don't know anything about her. I mean, what kind of experience does she have?
She was related to Lindsey Graham.
I mean, was she a state politician? Was she
straight? I was gonna say, is she also gay?
He's bald, bitch!
But it's only until the end of this term. She's not running for election. The election will be between it'll be a snap election for who the candidate will be. I think that's August 13th is when I'm saying no.
They did the same in Arizona. This has actually happened a few times in the North, that they end up appointing, it's just a few months to go, they'll end up appointing, look, isn't it, what's the senator now, Mark astronaut, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Kelly.
Mark Kelly. We all remember that his wife was the senator before that, and she got shot in the face at the Bush went in the cover. That might have been what it was, yeah. But he ended up filling her spot out for that term, and then he got into politics after that.
And it's weird, though, with fucking like a really smart, capable guy, no issues. So, that's the only reason I'm asking is I don't know about her backgrounds. The mark is obviously extremely obvious.
Ah!
He's just sitting here in silence.
Go read a fucking book. Forget about it. Go read a fucking book. Forget about it.
It was like fun to hit you back in the day. Come on here.
Go read a book. Forget about it. The show's over. You still hear the show's over. Forget about it. Go read a book. Forget about it. Go read a book.
So
Forget about it. Read a book. Go read a book. Go read a book. Forget about it. Forget about. Oh, sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Hello? Is this thing on? Hello?
I definitely.
Pepe reminisce about the big rooms with Mon. Oh, back in the day when we had huge rooms, when Mon and I modded those rooms, and I gave you a little sympathy and compassion to come up and just say a few words before I kicked you to the goo. And then I had these Clubhouse was so great. The king of Clubhouse. And then Jay Bresca, John Kitover's #1 campaign contributor. He has a direct pipeline to the compliance department here at Clubhouse, and he kept kicking you. And we watched your accounts get obliterated in real time. You were removed real time. It was so wonderful to watch. You'd be talking, and then boom, your account would be terminated, and you'd be deleted. And you'd come back with a new party hat, and Jay Bresca would knock you down and do it again and take you out. But me and Mon had the biggest rooms in Clubhouse, the Clubhouse King with Mon. Hello? Hello?
Talk to each other, they know.
Pepe, you're qualified to run for office as long as you're a Democrat. You'll be fine. Just register as a Democrat. Run for office. You'll do great.
Until they get the recordings.
Get over it. How much go? No, that won't matter. Just don't rape anyone. You'll be good.
And Mon and I had these huge rooms, and I was the mod with Mon, and we had hundreds of people in the rooms, and I was the king of Clubhouse. Remember when Clubhouse was great like that?
What's always funny is you get access to my stage back then, and you were always a dick sucker. But now it's just like, now that nobody does that shit anymore on there, you kind of just like talk shit. It's funny. You guys show that you're a kiss ass when you see somebody that you think has some kind of clout or authority. You're just a whiny little bitch. I don't know why you do that.
It sounds like you're arguing with Dr. Adams. Don't be so emotional that you're getting triggered when I'm talking about you and Mon's huge rooms, the legacy rooms of Clubhouse, the funniest recordings ever. I know, you saying I'm LGBTQ like Pepe? Dr. Adams, the #1 Karen Bass supporter of Los Angeles? I mean, he's a 1990s Democrat. You and Pepe can be the same category of politics. Remember when Clubhouse was great? Remember when Clubhouse was awesome? Oh, I miss the good old days on Clubhouse when it was so great during the pandemic. Oh man, Clubhouse was so great back then. I miss the good old days of Clubhouse. I miss it. Hello?
I can't understand this person. Can you just like, there he goes. Goes down. I mean, if you ever look at it, like Trump, what Trump is saying, this is what I think is funny about the people who love Trump, is that the things the Democrats were saying in the 90s, the tariffs, when it came to wanting to protect, American manufacturing, when it came to being a lot more hawkish on basically closing the border, in particular, the Republicans were way more laid back when it came to that, because, they're respectfully being. This argument is so 2016. The people we're talking to now are fucking extremists. Which people? The Thomas. In the 90s, it's not that game board is a right winger. Yeah. I couldn't understand a word that thing said.
Yeah, but that's early 90s, Pepe. Early 90s.
Yeah, early 90s. So, what's the consensus on the Lindsey Graham death?
If the Democrats lose the term, it might be the final blow, the final nail in our coffin.
Good question. Who loses?
I'm just asking it. So, the Democrats lost the 2024 election. Couldn't fathom how Americans should elect this horrible, evil
a second time after all the shit, like, blah, 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 blah. Okay, now they're fed up with Trump, and they hate inflation and this other blah, blah. If they lose the midterms, you can't then find up and say, America's not with us.
I don't. Are you talking about the Democrat Party or the Republican Party?
The Democrats.
I mean, the problem with the Democrats is they don't have like a real coherent message. It just seems to be extremely reactionary. Whatever is going on with Trump, they're very performative. They bitch about it, but they don't. They're not the same party they even were 10 years ago. It's really weird, and I don't. The thing is, though, is if they get power, what are they going to do? And we can look at Republican, the Congress and the Senate. What the fuck have they done since they've been in power? Like they've literally squandered everything. I mean, you can't like even the SAVE Act, which is really popular. Of course, I lived in Alaska, so Murkowski, she's basically that won't work at least for her state, but necessarily I'm not going to get on her about, because I know that a lot of that shit would be hard in a state like Alaska, because in the far north of the state you can't drive there, you have to fly there, and a lot of these people are very poor Americans. It's a whole different fucking scenario up there. I don't know. I hate to say this, but like, what are we accomplishing having Republicans in the House and Senate?
I mean, someone's got to suck Trump's blows, so they're doing that.
Well, we're slowing down the game, and we're slowing down the black supremacist, ridiculous fucking leech society.
But that was going to dry up anyways. The black supremacy stuff, because everybody's kind of tired of the black supremacy thing, including on the left.
They still reach to a level where it's like detrimental to the country.
Sure, but do you know that this year we actually surpassed African Americans and birth rates? The white Americans did.
Well, that's good, but at the very least, you can reduce the amount of just like over promoted African Americans into positions.
Well, no. What I'm saying is that Biden made this very clear when he was at least somewhat lucid during his presidency. He told them, like, look, this is kind of the end of an era. We're moving on. We have a larger Hispanic population. We have a lot of immigrants. We can't just focus on you. And basically, the Democrats rely heavily on bringing in people that are not white, that come into the country, that rely on subsidies, and these non-white people so happen to be rather racist towards blacks and would rather get the handouts than blacks. And so blacks, like, they can't keep on, just allowing them to milk the system. They have to give the benefits to the other brown people that, the Democrats want to bring into this country and fund in order to get votes for them.
Pepe, go forth and spread your seed. Bring more welfare babies into the world from white women. Go impregnate. Come out and spread your pregnant 10 women a week, right? That's only one trailer park. One trailer park a week. You can do it, Pepe. Come on.
So, William, I don't understand why you're going to take that tone. Not been fucking propped up by welfare society. We have entire houses.
That's you inferring something from my tone. I never said that.
Well, your implication here is just the only thing
Go forth and then impregnate rich women. They'll take care of the babies. They won't be on welfare. How about that?
But I think what you were trying to imply was it what we are trying to imply is make white, instead of the Democrats having to rely upon
foreign brown people, they would have to rely on white to collect their leadership.
And frankly, at the end, they'd be more capable.
Talk my shit like years ago, but dude, do you guys know, like, do you guys remember just like 4 or 5 years ago, like the shit I would say and other people on here would say that was so taboo and bad, and now it's just like super fucking common. And that kind of like takes their mojo away. It's just like, oh, everybody's talking. All right.
Well, what's the taboo?
Oh, talking about, you know, I mean, we had like ELM back then. It was all bullshit. We had immigration, you know, basically the worship of immigrants, and then neither one of us is, you know, we should offer them anything and everything. You know, anybody can be a nut or an
Hold on.
But when we want to be a Jamaican or a fucking Sudanese person, it's fucking cultural appropriation. Like just basic, you know, the juvenile levels of like being able to see that there were these contradictions and this hypocrisy where, you know, it doesn't take a man to you know, basically.
Yeah, I will say something here. In 2016, when I learned that African Americans commit 50% of the murders, and I told that to a family friend who was like a diehard libertarian, unbeknownst to me, because I was politically. He was like, "What? There's no
media as Democrats."
I think with time, the average population is studying these topics. Like I've literally been in college from 2017 to 2020, where I saw someone in the sociology class going through their slides, and the slide said the myth of the black criminal. Like, so they were still, even after that, they were still put like, oh no, like this is happening, black criminal. I really don't.
But that's the thing, though, is that I saw that as a greater front. Number one, we were being lied to and propagated to, and we were told it's the moral high ground. They were doing it like almost with this like religious fervor. But what I saw was them. Not only was it like obviously deceitful, but there were two things that would impact white people that you would have to think about. Number one is they were going to blame white people for everything. And for all of the shortcomings of black people, when in reality it's them that have been largely taking advantage of the system. But then the second part is they're saying like, oh, black people are not more dangerous. They're not, you know, actually they are. And they would say like, oh, don't judge somebody by their appearance. That is literally how we get by in life. And to try to sit here and pretend like black people or black population is, you're not more likely to be preyed upon. No, it's absolute bullshit. You're absolutely more likely to be a victim of crime like murder around black people than you are around white people. That is just statistically true.
It's not rocket science.
But you cool.
Okay, so what do we do?
What do we do? Oh, you just tell the truth.
As a society, as a country.
As a country, tell the truth. And so, you know, the next time a black woman likes to say, oh, we built this country. Our black souls work so hard. We America without the black people. We strong. We resilient. We got dignity and strength. We got all that. You know, then you just basically say, whoa, shut the fuck up. You know, Shaquille, like, you, everything you're saying is bullshit. Literally, we can point to all the stats. We can go throughout fucking history. You can try to give your stupid fucking narratives, but you people have a fucking problem. And you guys, the weird thing, everywhere black will live, whether it's in Europe, Canada, Latin America, anywhere, they are the problematic underclass. everybody's racist against them everywhere. Not just with white people, the Latin Americans, the Asians, everybody's racist towards them. And we can ask, or do they deserve it? Possibly, because they don't act well. Now, out of every goddamn population of people on this fucking planet, there's one group of black people that does better than all other black people and has a better standard of living than all other black people. And that is black Americans. Yet these people want to go around mooching off the system, committing crimes, acting like a bunch of assholes, and at the same time blaming white people for all of their fucking problems, when they are the most privileged fucking black people that exist anywhere in the fucking world. It is fucking asinine.
I have a quick thing here. Blacks from other countries who immigrate to America disregard what's going on with the illegal immigration shit. Do significantly better than the African Americans.
Yeah, but that's
But the moment they have kids, the kids do just as good as a regular African American.
not necessarily.
Because it's cultural.
No, I don't buy that.
When I say the kids do just as good as the African Americans, they were born.
No, they actually do fairly well. I think they do fairly well. You're talking, so you have two types of immigration from Africa, and that is the asylum seekers, and then you have the merit-based immigrants, which almost all West Africans are merit-based, which means it's super competitive, especially from Africa, and they get the brightest from countries, especially like Nigeria. But they end up, they're kind of like the Indians that we get, but no, they're actually a little smarter. They do extremely well. They tend to have kids with each other. And if you look at black people on this app, or just online in general, the FBAs, they call them tethers. They're not real blacks. The real blacks are African Americans. Hold on a second.
You fucking cunt. You fucking Indian piece of shit. Ugly Pakistani. Fucking little ugly pathetic. In England, you know what's happening? Let me tell you.
Here we go. Here's a high IQ black. Here we go.
You piece of shit. You piece of shit. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I'm coming from
Jason Smalley, and she's obviously from the asylum seeking camp. She's on the white.
Come on, Riri, come on, you got a chance now.
No, that's not
You got a chance. But I'm going to sweaty. I don't want to do it. I'm going to sweaty.
black community. If you allow him to spread like
Just because
no IQ.
you're not going to try to fix
That's
nothing, bitch. Shut up.
Shut up, you ugly bitch, shut up. No,
She's from the UK, living off the UK.
you're fucking Indian. The English, I'm not Indian.
It's so retarded.
Ethnic community, you fucking ugly bitch. You are locally, you know what, you're fucking Pakistani guy. He's a fucking governor.
You know what's funny is the Indians are still all look down on you people. They all are a lot more successful than you people. So just shut the fuck up.
He said
Fuck your
that he's a black.
I know,
He cannot come to Occupy.
Indian and Indian.
You're not allowed to Occupy is beautiful. Occupy is beautiful. You cannot come to Occupy. You cannot come to it.
No. We're gonna do that. This fucking Indian, I keep pathetic.
Occupy is beautiful. You're not allowed.
It's leaders everywhere. Listen to me. It's England.
Not come to Occupy. Nasty white bitch.
Different. Shut up. Nobody cares about it. Ideally, a white community. I'm telling you, fucking
Tiger.
piece of shit. Your dick is good. No, white woman don't even marry. Like, let me tell you something. White man, ideology, white man don't marry you. And nobody marries you. You're nothing. You're irrelevant. You're dramatic, yes, man, absolutely. You're good at with when it comes to statistics, but you're shit when it comes to politics. You're nobody. Fuck yourself, you're fucking Indian. You don't worship Jesus. You don't worship Jesus. You're nobody. Fuck yourself. Stop cussing, guys. Have I'm telling you, you are fucking cunt. The British, fucking British, want you to listen English, man. That's that. You're nobody, you're pathetic, you're ugly.
Okay, even if I was Indian, the reality is though, even if I was Indian, I would still be 20 times a human being as a fucking Somalian. Like you stupid whore. Shut up.
Why do we have stripes and identity and detail I can give them? You struck up any life. I agree, I have green eyes from life.
What do your people do? What do the Somalians do? Besides shovel shit with their hands and eat it. Like you people are fucking disgusting. Shut up.
Listen,
You are the lowest of the fucking low. You're in some...
They have discriminated. That is why they cried. Let me explain to you. The definition of being alive is being kind.
Oh, no, that's what it means. You're so fucking retarded, you dumb bitch.
What's happening? Listen to me. Hey there, fuck. You fucking ugly. Oh, listen.
Yeah, I'm not Indian. It's just funny you're calling me that. Indian. 0% Indian, actually.
You've been racist, don't mean me. You plus research. That's why you have an ugly kid. See, when you do your lips, your nerves, and your head, you want to look like me. But if my mama was white,
No, the problem is why do you ugly fucking people with your goddamn gigantic foreheads and your nappy fucking hair, you disgusting smelly pieces of fucking shit from Somalia. Why are you going to a country with a native white population, scamming the fucking system, making the place a fucking shithole? Okay, look at, we have these beautiful white people in England. Actually, the English aren't the best looking whites, but that's besides the point. But the reality is, though, is that you are literally shitting the fucking country up. You are chain polluting the fucking country. With you and your fucking, and you and those turds that take 9 months to drop from your fucking smelly that is literally, they do not need you fucking people in the West. You some are the lowest of the low. You know what's funny is that even the Arabs are a pain in the ass. A lot of the Middle Eastern people are a pain in the ass. But here we have these dirty fucking Habibs. These dirty fucking Habibs that come here. Okay, basically it's the former slaves, the former trash of the fucking Arabs that act like fucking animals that do nothing. What do they do in America? What do? They scam, they scheme. That's what they do. Then they appoint, they appoint congresswomen like Ilhan Omar. What is that? And she represents the shittiest of the fucking people. Brings her goddamn quote-unquote husband here, which is her brother through immigration fraud. You people are fucking trash. Like, shut the fuck up. We don't need a lecture from a goddamn foreigner on our fucking lands about, us needing to accept you. No, we don't need to accept you. We don't accept your own fucking country that you came from. Okay, and we don't want to become like the country you came from, so don't tell us how to fucking act. We seem to have our act together. That's why our countries run pretty fucking smoothly, you dumb bitch. These crime, violence, that's what your people are about. So eat a fucking dick.
That'd be cannibalism. Just suck it. Don't eat it.
There will be no sound effects. And they racist tail of black people too. What's up, Cyber? The problem is when you immigrate to the country and you don't want to respect the value and you don't want to appreciate it. Yeah, I agree with you. But it has nothing to the color of the skin or how the hair looks like. The problem is not appreciating American value and trying to take advantage. I understand that part, but the way that you talk to people, you kind of validate their behavior with these kind of comments.
How do you feel about that, Pepe?
I mean, personally, I do think, unfortunately, I'm guessing you're Persian. Am I correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you guys are smarter in comparison to other people from the Middle East. The Arabs are, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, monkeyish, low IQ, barbaric. They have, because the Gulf Arab states have God-given natural resources, like oil, oil in particular. They can fund a lavish lifestyle and kind of, it's made them a little bit more docile.
Well, the Jews let them do it.
But when we look at, groups like the Somalians, I do think that genes definitely come into play. We've been separated from each other for, tens to hundreds of thousands of years. And, if you were to look at the one group of people that were isolated the most in comparison to other people in the continent, in the world, it would be people south of the Saharan Desert in Africa. And these people are amongst the most dysfunctional. They've never proven they have been able to live in a first world country, let alone a developing country. I mean, they literally consistently produce the worst outcomes in comparison to any group of people, despite multiple attempts to try to educate them, to try to get them to change. They just seem not capable of doing it. And I'm not talking in group totals. There's obviously very smart black people, very good black people, but as a whole group, they just do not perform well.
Okay, every second. I like to do average IQ on the countries, just to see what each one. Interesting, it came with the average estimated average IQ in Somalia is what they said at 67 to 68, placing it among the lowest national averages globally. They go on to say why these IQs are low. Limited access to formal schooling prevents individuals from developing abstract reasoning. Blah blah blah. High rates of infectious diseases, poor maternal health care, and chronic trauma from decades of what? Probably colonialism, decades of conflict, severely disrupted cognitive development.
Excuse. How about they've been here for a couple of generations and they still can't do it right?
That's it's just these things cause severe setbacks, multi-generation.
Yeah, but their ceiling is so lower.
Yeah, the ceiling is lower. The IQ. I'm sorry, we elaborate here on that. We elaborate on that. What's the ceiling?
To deny evolution and the idea that genetics plays a factor.
Okay, where's the data for that? We need the evolution. That's kind of like, how we stop that?
It's probably apparent everywhere. The violence on the charts off their weight for African Americans.
So we have studies that show
It's bringing African Americans with Europe. Because the average African American is in the third white. And their fucking violence charts are off the scale. Even the females are more violent than the men of the white race. So it's like, it's unbelievable. And you're going to sit here and act like this is all just made up. You want to be like Mr. fucking educated, Mr. Academic, yada yada.
We're just trying to have some scientific basis for
I would say, so Sam, there's a couple of genes that are associated where you can limit it down to a gene, and they discover like the MAOA, it's like the RCD,
80% of people are genetic, and black people exhibited like 10 times more than white people, and white people exhibited 10 times more than
I don't know the exact.
some shit like that.
Oh,
first of all, we can look at the studies that we got with. This is what people would use to try to determine whether or not it was environmental versus, nature. And that would be, these are basically they're studies that look at correlations, and they try to control for every metric that you can. And despite, we can look at every metric, whether it's the education of the parents, whether it's the household income, whether they had 2-parent households, and there's a lot of hunters in there. There's some surprising results. A lot of these studies, they come from large institutions like the Raj Chetty study that came from Harvard, an Indian guy he was not studying anything about race. He was trying to study economically but very large study. And with all of the, when you try to control for every confounding variable, what ends up happening is that Black people, despite whether it's the money thing, whether it's the access to education, whether it doesn't matter.
Race is the greatest variable.
Other people.
Socioeconomic is not an excuse. Race is a greater fucking correlation with negative outcome.
Don't forget
Race is the greatest fucking outcome. The greatest variable with correlation.
Can you elaborate?
So, you can look at the Philadelphia behavioral cohort. You can look at one of the best young longitudinal studies that the Philadelphia behavioral cohort, which looked at all of the children, that has a huge number of people, and it accounted for everything: race, income, the parents in the household, all kinds of shit. And it finds that, yes, African ancestry, it is correlated with poor outcomes, both educationally and criminally. That is but I would say this.
Sounds True presents Anxiety Relief, featuring medical doctor, author, and educator, Dr. Martin Rossman.
Hi, I'm Dr. Marty Rossman, welcoming you to the Anxiety Relief Program. In this program, I'll be teaching you 3 guided imagery exercises to help you reduce, prevent, or better manage anxiety and stress. The tools we'll use are breathing, relaxation, and guided imagery, which has been shown in many studies to be effective in relieving or reducing anxiety. When you think about it, you realize that while there are certainly challenges we need to meet in life, most anxiety and stress comes from our imaginations. By dreading things that haven't yet happened, or regretting the past, we create stress reactions in our bodies that make us anxious, worried, tense, and can create a wide range of mental and physical symptoms. In this program, I'm going to teach you 3 imagery processes that will help you use the power of your imagination to reduce anxiety, solve stressful problems, and use your strengths to address important issues in your life. The first deep relaxation exercise is used as a practice. And if you practice twice a day for 3 weeks, you'll find that you get very skillful and very comfortable going to a place of deep relaxation. That will allow you to relax when you need to, when you get in a situation that produces anxiety. The second exercise, the dialogue with your inner advisor,